Greetings and salutations. Today I'm going to be walking you through a chill Saturday morning get ready with me. I have already washed my face, done all my skincare, applied moisturizer, all of those things, so I'm going to go ahead and get started by curling my eyelashes. The first thing I always do every day, if I have enough time, is I heat up my eyelash curler with a hairdryer. You just want to touch it with your fingers, make sure it's not too hot so you don't burn your eyelid, because I've definitely done that. And then just curl and hold it for a few seconds, and then do the same thing on the other eye. Next, I'm just going to wash my beauty sponges. I'm a germ freak, so I wash my hands a lot in between picking up my phone and coming back to my desk after I've washed my sponges and used soap, and then if I touch anything else, I just rub it up with some hand sanitizer, because contamination on your face from objects is not something you want. So once you are starting with clean hands, I'm going to go ahead and spray on some Smashbox priming water. This is just how I do it. I don't know how other people do it. I like to rub it in a little bit. It's just kind of refreshing. And then I'm going to take some old Revlon highlighter. This is pretty old. Photo Ready Skinlights in like a pinky tone. I'm trying to use it up. I've had it for like 4 years probably. So I'm just going to put this on the highlights of my face as I would normally with a highlighter. But then I'm going to put foundation on top of it, and then later another layer of a different highlighter just to have an inner glow. So the foundation I'm going to be using is the Estée Lauder Double Wear Waterfresh in the shade Ecru. And this is a really interesting liquidy foundation. It's very watery, so make sure you shake it up and put your hand on the stopper here, and it will bubble. It makes like a bubble. Can you see that on the top? And then you take the product that's left on your finger. You can go in as many times as you want to, but it's just a really nice, fresh foundation, very easy to use. If you like using your finger to apply makeup and you don't like using an applicator like a brush or a sponge or anything complicated like that, the Double Wear Waterfresh foundation is excellent for that. Then I like to just go over my face with the Beauty Blender, make sure it's really seamless. You can use your hands and just pat it in, but I'm just going to use this because I like it. Next, I'm going to go in with a little bit of under eye concealer, another Estée Lauder one. So this is a dual-ended concealer in the shade Peach. I just like to take it on my ring fingers and dab it on my under eye, because I don't require a lot, fortunately. Okay, next I'm going to go in with my Jordana Glow and Go Creamy Highlighter Stick in the shade Pearl Glow. And I just like to layer it on my cheekbones here and here. And it doesn't have like a really intense shade, so I like to kind of layer it kind of a lot, but it doesn't go on heavily, and then blend it out with a Moda brush like this. And then I'll blend it out again with my Beauty Blender. I don't know how this lighting is with the window behind me. I will have to probably figure out another setup for better lighting, so that way it's not so much backlight and more light in front of my face. But I am using just natural daylight. I don't have on any lamps. So I'll have to figure that out for another time. Next I'm going to go in with Cream Blush. I've got my Bite Multistick in Biscotti. This is really nice, and I'm always surprised at how pigmented it is. So I do have to be careful, but it blends out really, really nicely. So I just like to go with my finger that much. I'm using these fingers now. So then I have kind of an equal amount on both fingers, and then just dab it on my cheeks. I know this looks nuts, but it blends out so easily, and I like to put some on my brow bone and then a little up here. and then the remainder on my lips. So I'll go from face to lips, not from lips to face with your fingers. Okay, blend. And it doesn't set, really. I mean, like it does eventually, but it takes a while to set, so you do have a good length of time for blending, which I really appreciate because I have gone in heavily, even more heavily than this before. If you go on straight from the bullet onto your face, you're like, ah, I look like a clown. But if you just take it lightly from skin to skin, it definitely gives a really nice natural appearance. I'm going to get in closer. You can see. See? I'm always surprised at how well it blends in. I love Bite. Now I'm going to go in with L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise in waterproof, and I'm just going to wipe it off a little bit because I have very thin eyelashes. If I go on with too much mascara, I'll look like I have 3 straight lashes instead of multiple lashes. So, and I do like to do it from like a downward angle, looking down, so that kind of helps keep your lashes lifted because you're going in an upward motion. And then whenever I've applied a thin layer of mascara, I'll just go over it with a clean mascara wand and comb through my lashes, because you don't need a lot of waterproof as a base, but I personally, as like someone with small lashes, I do need a very stiff formula underneath, because then I'll go back and layer it with regular mascara, like any mascara, but the first layer to me is the most important, and I don't want my lashes to clump up immediately. Okay, so mascara is on. Next, I'm just going to do brows, really simple. I'm going to use my Estée Lauder 3-in-1 Brow Multitasker. It has 3 parts, the spoolie, the pencil, and then the powder in the middle. So I go in with the pencil first, just kind of lightly, and then blend it out with the spoolie. And I focus most of the color on the ends of my brows because that's where I have the fewest hairs. Because if I go in with an equal amount of pigment on the ends and the insides of my brows, then I will look, as my mom says, like Groucho Marx. I have time today. So my next step will be a little bit of powder and brow gel in my brows. And again, I try really hard not to go too heavy, but sometimes it's easy to go too heavy. I also haven't plucked my eyebrows in a while because I've been experimenting with more natural amount of hairs. But this is, again, Estée Lauder brow gel in clear. I used to work for Estée Lauder. That's why I have so much of it. I'm just kind of brushing. I brush and brush and brush my brow hairs so much. And I also am very careful because of my clean freakness to wash my brow spoolie quite frequently, once or twice a week at least. I'm going to go ahead and apply some more mascara before I do eyeshadow, because I find it's much easier to clean off mascara from bare lids than it is to clean off mascara from eyeshadowed lids. So personally, I like to do mascara first and after I've done concealer usually, but I might sometimes do the waterproof like as the very first step, so that way my lashes have time to set and I can comb through them a lot and curl them a lot before I go in with regular mascara. So I just use the Buxom mascara. It is a small size, and I find that I like the small sizes of mascaras because you don't get as much product in them, because I tend to wipe off product anyway. But if you have bigger lashes than mine, then you probably won't mind. But I personally love teeny tiny mascaras. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using 2 different Revlon Creme eyeshadows, and they are waterproof. So I've had this one kind of a while. It's in the shade 730. But I do like to use the brush that comes in the lid. I feel like it does apply more pigment than my finger. So I'm just going to go in with this light shade first all over my lid. And then the other Revlon color is Merlot 825. And I'm going to use this kind of as an eyeliner. It's a pretty similar shade as the Bite Biscotti Multistick that I used earlier, so it'll blend in nicely with how I put it around the brow bone. So I'm going to just put it on the edge of the brush and then apply it like an eyeliner, and it is a very pigmented eyeshadow, so using it as an eyeliner is pretty easy to do, and I like to use it as shadows, sometimes as liners, because they're easier to smudge out than eyeliners are sometimes. I'm going to take a different brush and just smudge it to give kind of a soft look. And I'm going to do the same thing. So I switched up my camera angle so we can finish up with a little bit more of the Bite Multistick. I just really love putting pink on my brow bones. And I'm not going to powder or anything today just because I don't feel the need, because the Waterfresh foundation has a powder finish and I didn't apply any heavy makeup that really needs to be set. My under eyes have been a little bit dry lately, so if I put powder on top, it's just going to make it look drier. I'm going to put on a little bit more of that Merlot shade, just the tiniest bit on the brush. And kind of smudge it out. That same brush from earlier, just to have a more balanced look. I don't like to take dark shades, whether it's eyeshadow or eyeliner, all the way in, because I feel like that makes my eyes look like a weird shape. It makes my eyes look smaller because I already have pretty small eyes. So this is the completed look with the window in front of me this time, so hopefully the lighting is a little bit better. Definitely can tell the shades of my face pretty much match, which gives a more natural and synchronized look, I think. And it is easy to do that with cream products because you can't really put like a powder blush on your lips, but you certainly can with a cream. And the good thing about the Bite brand is that all of their products are food grade, so if you really wanted to, you could eat that and be okay. But so that just means it has more natural ingredients and it's a little bit better for your skin. So I might do another video about Bite and my favorite products from that brand because I've really been enjoying it. I don't know, I've got a lot of ideas and only so much time to do it. So let me know if you have any video requests. If you like the style of video, or I mean, I definitely need to figure out better setup, I think, for lighting and things like that. So I'll stop rambling and I'll see you next time.